Alright, I think I've got everything set up correctly. Alright, guys. It's been a while. It's been 3 weeks? Yeah, something like that since my last stream, which is crazy. It's nice to actually be able to hop back in the saddle. I've gotten a little bit done. Not nearly as much as I wanted to. For anybody who doesn't know, the reason I've had a 2.5-week, 3-week gap in streams is primarily due to my PC pooping out on me. But that is now fixed. I almost did a surprise stream because I said I wasn't going to be doing my Wednesday stream. Last Wednesday I got my computer back, but I wanted to stress test everything with various applications and games and stuff like that to make sure I wasn't going to be crashing out like 5 minutes into a stream. So I decided to hold off a little bit on that. So today I want to finish up some of the stuff that I've been working on, and I've done a bunch of just kind of fixing. This doesn't look like much, but there was a whole hole and stuff there, where the bank kind of had the stuff underneath, had like a little hole down below it, and then this walkway above it. Currently not being used, but so I filled that in and moved the inn, and then created another entrance to the inn, so you can now walk right into the tavern. Although it's like, because I mirrored it to do that, my brain keeps going, oh, the bartender is that way, but it's that way. So one of those fun things when you start mirroring stuff. So did that. We added a new temple entrance. I still have the old facade that I kind of roughed out and I still don't like. Still have one of them over here, which will need to get rebuilt or redesigned. But the one there were two of them over in this area, so there was like one here and one here. Slid that over, and now we have this temple that's kind of doing that Petra-esque facade, and then kind of a little bit more modern areas added onto it. So statue's still super placeholdery, but the plan is going to be to have more of these facade type structures. So I'm thinking about eventually having some up along here, and then along here, and then some maybe more modern structures maybe on the outskirts. And then I've talked about this before, kind of going down this way. So I'm going to kind of, the idea will be to have kind of this older civilization kind of on the outskirts here, and then some of it, obviously below the city as well. But I need to kind of move some stuff. Ooh, what is that attached to? That should not be attached to that. House. Let's figure out what this is. This should be city walls. I'm trying to remember what I have this tower as. Yeah, city walls. So for now, Oh, it's because I based these off of the arches I did in the... Oops, let's grab all of those. There's going to be multiples. Yeah, so these are because they were from the arches that I initially did in the bathhouse. That is why they're tied to that. Okay. So, for now, I'm going to move this bathhouse over here. Oops. Those sails didn't come along for the ride, but I attached those. Let's get them reattached. Hello, Elorm. How's it going? And thank you for the welcome back. I'm super happy to, excuse me, to be back. There we go. Well, at least back to streaming. I have been working a little bit here and there. But the lack of my primary computer and getting my one class together. I haven't got as much done the past 2 or 3 weeks that I wanted to. Where did that just go? What the hell? Sometimes I swear, Unity. Alright, so we'll move this over here. How's the computer? It's doing fine. I got it back a week from Wednesday, I want to say? Or no, I got it back a week from last Friday. I got it back, and it was doing fine, and then it started crashing for other reasons. So I brought it back, and I needed to take my son's computer in to get looked at anyways, so got his looked at as well, and I think I got it back Tuesday? Or no, Wednesday morning, just before my stream, but I didn't want to, like, hop onto a stream and not know if the computer was going to crash. So I opted to just kind of stress test it, played around in Unity a little, played around with a couple games in Maya, just like throwing everything I could at it to see if it was going to continue to crash, and it didn't. So fingers crossed. I think I'm in the clear. These. Probably should just turn off the ocean, because this is going to get in the way. Let's go ahead. Yeah, whatever. We can pierce the edge a little bit. It's not going to be that big of an issue. that. Let's do the, oops, that was not what I wanted. Let's do that one. But how's everybody been doing in the last couple weeks when I was dealing with all the tech issues? Anything new and exciting going on in that time for anybody? Hey Zukin, how's it going? I am definitely glad to be back. I was actually originally today gonna start my stream a little bit earlier, but ran into some technical issues with a demo that I was setting up for tomorrow's class, so I had to troubleshoot that first, and then it cut into that start time. Not much been playing with the UI kit. Nice. Let's get these two. It's not cutting into the ground. Okay, it's all below. It should be fine. So I really should just... these corners to line up at the edges a little bit better. Just look at a cut tool. Actually surprised I didn't have any issues with that. Me and the cut tool normally don't get along. Hey Keith, how's it going? Sort out your PC, I take it. Same issues, just file missing. So it ended up being a combination of issues. There was definitely the corruption that was causing the issues, and then I also had a dying water cooler. The pump, my water cooler's pump was dying, so I needed to get a new water cooler. So it was causing overheating, and then it was shutting down due to that too. So fun. But at least water coolers are not super expensive these days. So got a new one, and everything's been working pretty good since then. That's some funky edge flow going on over here. This could probably just attach to that. Oh dang, yeah, I was watching an LTT video, I think, and they were talking about all-in-one about those all-in-one water systems that can fail without you knowing about it. Got paranoid to replace mine with air coolers. Yeah, the weird thing was, one of the first things I did when I started having the crash issue was look at temperatures. And it just happened to be the next couple crashes that I watched, there was no like thermal spike or anything like that, because it was it was crashing due to the corruption. And then after that, the crashes that I was noticing was primarily due to the heat. But yeah, it was super annoying for a while there. I'm just glad it wasn't super expensive to fix. Had it been like my GPU that was going, I would have been very sad. But technically, I think I still had it under warranty. The water cooler was just out of warranty. But I could have gotten it fixed, I think, cheaper than I did, but I didn't feel like waiting to ship it out and then like wait for it to get shipped back and stuff like that. So I was just like, screw it, I'll buy a new one. But haven't had any issues since. Like I said, I was really tempted to jump in and do a stream on last Wednesday, since I said I wasn't going to be streaming last week due to it, and then I got the computer back faster than I thought. But I figured I may as well put it through the paces with a bunch of different stuff before I hop back on. And then, knowing my luck, I would have hopped back on for like 20 minutes, and then I would have just started crashing out, and then been like, oh, that was a waste of everybody's time. Sorry, I'm trying to... There's a couple spaces I still need to really kind of pay attention to, because the road has like weird peaks in it in a couple spots that I need to level out. So I'm trying to start paying attention to that a little bit more. You guys noticed, I can't remember, I think I did this just before I started having all the issues with my computer. I fixed the ground now, so I can make edits and stuff to it without it crashing or just being super slow. So it doesn't have the build script on it that was lagging the heck out of the out of Pro Builder. It's one of the downsides to cutting out the geo is if I make real big changes, I have to go back in here and like fix all this stuff, which takes a little bit of time. Oh my gosh, come on. And it's all triangulated, so I can't just like select the edge one. It's not triangle. And then we'll just kind of straighten this line out a bit. So far, the topology in this area is pretty flat, so it's really not going to be that big of an issue, but at least try to even it out just a pinch. this area I'm going to have to fix a little bit. I've got this ridge here, but so the plan, I talked to Sean about it a while ago now, probably just before I ran into all the tech issues. But the idea is we wanted to break up this grid. I was really not liking like how boxed in it was over here, and the inn was kind of, it was just, there wasn't a whole lot to sprawl, so everything was starting to feel like really like gridded in, like city blocks, which isn't too bad, but like even this has a kind of block feeling, but there's a little bit of, you know, kind of flow to it. So, you know, you kind of got this kind of diagonal cut through, and then you've got this kind of back route, and then you've got this kind of figure 8 route over here. So there's a couple different routes to kind of go around, but this was just kind of like boom, one spot, boom, one spot, and this. So we're again, I moved one of our temples over here. I might put in some other like crumbling facades kind of along here just to add a little bit extra space. I haven't decided on that yet. But this main road, which will probably be thinned out right now, it's really wide right there. But anyways, will kind of come this way, and then it's going to kind of taper through here, and then this will be kind of a terrace, slight elevation change. So this will be a little bit higher, and then probably another layer that's a little bit higher over here. And then this, it's really badly kind of cut through right now. We'll meet up with this main road. And then there'll be some kind of link over to this way. I don't know if it's going to be straight down here yet, and then up. But we will figure it out. And I should probably just delete these trees. They're kind of taking up space right now. So now I just need to start figuring out what I want to do with this space specifically. Woohoo, Paytas is back. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Norden. How's it going? And thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. I'm doing pretty well. Been busy the last couple weeks, and then just dealing with the tech issues. But other than that, everything, and the tech issues are gone now. I just was talking about that, but they are gone. Okay, I made a road marker. So I think today is really going to be me kind of figuring out the exact flow and where everything's going to go. Obviously, all of this is going to be moving around and changing. This will be pretty much the same. I do think this is going to be where the other temple is. I just need to figure out exactly what I want to do with it. There's the potential that we could put the other temple in a facade over here as well, but I think I will probably play with it right there. Okay, so if this is going to be the road, and this terrain and stuff will eventually be more like this, where there's holes and stuff in it, so there's not as much overlap, but for right now, it's going to be more about figuring out this layout. So another thing is, if this is going to be the road, let's see, it links up right around here. And again, this is just a kind of visual reference. It'll be deleted in a bit, but it's going to be something right here. Oops, I'm on a really low snap. Oh, I'm standing and I'm not pivoted. I'm like, why is this not working like I want it to? Oh, you know what it is? It's I'm in global, not local. That's what I want. There we go. Sorry, it's starting to get a little warm. Need to turn my fan on a little bit more. So there needs to be some sort of like building or structure here that's gonna kind of be the end of this. Otherwise, it's just gonna like continue as a street. Question is, do I want it to? I want something to kind of like angle into it. Let's make it a little wider first off. Let's see. The streets are going to get really disorganized for a little bit here. So I'm moving stuff around. So that's about a story high. So I think what I'm just going to do right now is just kind of get super blocky and just go with the layout first. The soundtrack always makes me want to go play Dragon Siege, even though I know it's not even from that. Yeah, I haven't played Dragon Siege, but I have played Morrowind. Actually, I started playing Morrowind again for like a day at some point during COVID when I was just bored trying to figure something out to do. But I didn't get super far in it. It's been a long time since I played Morrowind, like, legitly. One, two, three, four. See, these other buildings and stuff are going to get shifted at some point too, I'm sure. So let's try doing something. Let's try... Let's shift these down here a little bit more. Oops, we got some stairs. I need to group these ones together still at some point, but... So it's a little bit higher than I want it. Really should just do this with polybrush. Polybrush. Smooth. Y. There we go. A little bit faster. A way to kind of level these or average these out as opposed to by doing it vertex by vertex. A slightly larger one. Why are you not? Oh yeah, I hate this. How you have to like set what the max can be separately. Drives me crazy. There. So, other things I'm trying to think about while I'm doing this is, let's get out of the polybrush. Seriously? Come on. There we go. Is kind of like, you know, just the line of sight. So I kind of want to keep this, you know, framed nicely, but definitely gonna have some stuff off the side because it's way too open. I kind of almost like the idea of this angle opening up to a little almost square. Let's just kind of move some of this stuff around. It's probably a little big. Obviously, some of this stuff isn't oriented correctly, and there's stuff like sticking in other things that will eventually be remedied. I kind of like this goes to here. I may have to change, if I keep this building here, I may have to change where that door is, because that does not work as well. Yeah, it is. I really do like the Morrowind, soundtrack. It's a very nostalgic one for me. Hold on. Nope, that was not what I wanted that to do. I'm doing math that I don't want to do in my head. Or not. 3, 9, 3, 5, 6. So this would be 50.944. There we go. Hey Durgoth, how's it going? Not gonna lie, guys, it's really nice being able to hang out with you guys all again, especially after like 3 weeks. So, tonight what I'm doing, Durgoth, is Sean and I had a talk a couple weeks ago before I started cramming to get ready for the semester, and then my computer took a crap on me. So I'd been working here and there while I could at work. So I did a little bit of maneuvering the stuff around, but we wanted to kind of shake up the way the city was laid out. And it was Sean wasn't digging the kind of straight roads that we had initially blocked in, and I wasn't either, because it was really like I had these really tiny little spaces to kind of work with, and there wasn't a whole lot of, you know, area to flow with. Like over here, you know, I had some space to kind of actually play with. So, you know, you've kind of got this main road going this way. You've got this, you know, these back alleyways that kind of make little loops off of them. So there's, you know, there's a little bit more flow, and you can get to different areas, and you can, you know, there's some little areas you can cut through and stuff like that. There wasn't a lot of space to do that. So we had talked, and we wanted to get rid of this. So the idea is this is going to move. This one will stay straight. We like this because it's kind of about framing the door that's at the base. So kind of keep that framed. Kind of keep this as a main street. You know, eventually maybe some market stalls and stuff hanging off the side of the buildings and stuff like that. And some of the sails and the drapery and, you know, playing around with those types of things will totally happen when we get to like an art pass. But this road will go straight. The bank's been moved down. This whole plaza's no longer there. It's kind of been shrunk and moved right here. The bathhouse is now over here, at least for now. And then, yeah, this road will be a little bit thinner too. Right now that edge has not been adjusted, but whatever. It'll go down here, and it's going to kind of cut across to this main alley. And I was trying to think about how to... Do I want a road on this side? But I almost kind of like it having this... maybe it's not as wide as this road, but a street that kind of cuts over to here, which will take you up into the upper levels of the Necropolis. Or... maybe that area gets cut off. Now that I'm really thinking about it, maybe this ends up being the cliff, and it just goes this way. Another thing that I'm planning on doing, I don't remember if I've talked about this in the stream, but I'm going to mirror this area over here over to here, I think. And what this route is going to end up being is going to be a kind of like a tunnel that you kind of go through here, and then it'll come out over here. And obviously, again, this is all just super blocky, placeholdery stuff. There's literally like no design or there's no philosophy. They're just random ships thrown in there right now, so don't pay attention to what's going on over here. But it will make it a little bit more symmetrical on the sides. And I think I'm going to do the same thing up here as well. So what'll end up happening is this wall will probably be brought over here. And I may even extend that over here, and then you'll come up through a tunnel and enter through here. So this essentially will just get pushed back. So this whole area is going to get rethought out, and this area is going to get rethought out once I get there. And then the towers, or not the towers, the hanging gardens here that I've been playing around with are going to have like a pool up on top. And there's going to be an aqueduct up here that will be kind of bringing water into here. So there might be some sort of like water system or something that's filling into this. If not, there's gonna be some water here, and then each of these tiers, maybe not this one, but we'll see, are gonna have little kind of like fountains, like waterfalls into here. And I eventually want the ground, and I don't have any ability to draw over this like I did when I was talking to Sean, but they'll essentially be like little inset pools, and then there'll be like walkways that you can walk along, and then there'll be water kind of like down. So water spilling into like pools around the area, and then there'll be, obviously it's a garden, so there'll be, you know, areas with plants and vegetation kind of overhanging and stuff like that. This a new marbles on stream. Oh, took me a second to get what you're saying. No, kind of almost feels like it, but so yeah, that'll kind of spill off into those, and then you'll see the kind of water trickling down. So from, you know, out here you'll get some green, and this will be laid out a little bit better, but you'll get some green, and you'll get some, you know, more of the, well, I turned off the water, but you'll get some more of the shininess of the water and stuff like that, which should look nice. And then there'll be plants and stuff hanging down, similar to Goblin's concept. That this is kind of a combination of Goblin's concept and the real rough pyramid structure that I did. So I was just kind of playing around with it. It still might get played around with a little bit more. So this is kind of a, you know, there's smaller, and then there's a little bit bigger areas where there can be more garden-y type stuff going on. But, yeah, so playing around with that, and then there'll be some more of the drapes and sails and stuff that we're using a lot of in Night Harbor. And then each of these levels are going to have places for you to go, and I believe, and I'm not sure which one is going to be which yet, but the idea is that, like, the Druids will be in one, and the Shamans Guild will be in the other one. Yeah, so, and then I think the only other thing I had in here that I need to do is a little like little pet cemetery, which I don't know, it's gonna be over here, or probably I think it probably will make more sense over towards the necropolis side, but yeah, so that, and then again, I'm just started thinking about that, but I might seal this off. And make it so this area up here has to be accessed from inside the necropolis. So I'm planning on doing a lot of those like Petra-esque facades. Maybe not all this size, some smaller, and having them kind of hugging this cliff, which is going to be this little kind of valley that it's in will be pushed back, so it may go, you know, back into here a little bit more, or maybe this way a little bit more. Haven't really figured that out. This is super just kind of, I know I need a recess in there. Similar to inside the temple here is just a gigantic space, which eventually will need to be figured out what it's going to be. But yeah, so there's going to be a lot of those kind of little sandstone facades carved into the walls here. I think I might even have like a little path down into here. But once I get a couple of those built, like designed out, the smaller ones, it should be pretty easy just to move them around and then cut holes and just make sure everything fits. Okay, how many subs do I have to get some signage in there? I need to get a list of all the places we want signs for. It's like, obviously the bank will probably have one. Whether we want it on the side or above. If we want it above, I'll probably end up having to raise the roof a little bit up. The inn will probably get one as well, which may end up needing a slight different shape to the front. That, or, you know, it's more on the side. That type of thing. But yeah, we'll just have to figure out which ones we want, and like what some of these buildings that have crafters and stuff in them, if we want them to have names, what those will be. But the initial ones won't look pretty. They'll probably just be text on textured background type of a thing. Yeah, that's the idea, Durgoth. We want to have some benefit to the inn here. So if you go into the inn, you know, obviously there's like the rooms and you're gonna have your cooking and baking, and over here I mirrored it so it's backwards if it's messing with anybody's heads. And you'll have the innkeeper right there, who's like a merchant. Ooh, I need to fix that. That scene. Anyways, so yeah, I have that, and then over here, you know, you got the tavern area. We want to try to lean into that RPG trope of like stuff beginning, like your adventure beginning at a tavern. So we want to incentivize that, whether that's where like the LFG tools will be. That's potentially something we've thought of and floated. Potentially, like if your group is formed at the tavern, you get some sort of, you know, buff or something like that. So we'll definitely be playing around with those ideas, but we definitely do want to create a reason for players to congregate, and use that as a place to congregate. So, play around with this a little bit. Again, I kind of want to keep this area a little wider, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, it feels too wide. But if I put too much stuff up along here, it's gonna, the windows are gonna be kind of pointless. But I mean, I can always get rid of the windows too. So if this goes this way, and then we'll cut into here, this is going to need to be a smaller building at some point. We'll just move that over there for that. I really do kind of like the idea of that just going this way as opposed to having that access going up. Let's do that number. Oops, not sitting in the right mode. Although this might work better as a taller building. Size. Around the interiors, but I'm sure all the scaling and stuff is gonna screw some of it up. Excuse me. It's that way. This building actually. Eventually, I'm going to start working with some elevation over here, too. I think I'm going to bring some of this kind of cliff over here so that, like, this is terraced. So these will be up a little bit higher. But I kind of want to get the flow in these areas down a little bit first, I think. Some of this stuff up. What was I? I'm assuming I was planning to have stairs going this way. I honestly don't remember what I was planning to do with that. It almost looks like I was planning on this, and then I put a doorway down there. That was a terrible decision. I do like having the lower apartment here, but I may have to find a new entrance to it. Actually, you know what? I could probably just put it in over here. How long does the finishing stage take? So the nice thing about Pro Builder is the laying out the UVs for like just kind of a general layout is pretty easy. It's going to be getting all the textures that we want in. And I'm sure the exporting out stage is going to take a little bit of time. Exporting out, importing in. Some of the things like this are going to take a little bit more because this is just a real generic rough-in. A lot of these buildings, though, will pretty much be as is. They just need to be exported out and brought back in. So some things, like, you know, this can take a couple seconds. If we decide to go with a little bit more of, you know, like decorative trims or something like that, it'll take just a little bit longer just to put those on there. But that again is kind of one of those things that'll happen as we excuse me, figure out all the different textures and stuff we want, because I've been using like 4 or 5 different textures right now. But we're definitely going to need more than that. But it will take a little bit of time, and then after that, we'll probably go through with a pass on like decals. So again, developing more textures, but things like crumbling bits of plaster, so that like we can just project that at a wall, and then all of a sudden that wall that looks nice and clean has a little bit of a chunk out of it, or it has some, you know, grime and stuff kind of running, like water damage running down it. So we'll just have to create a bunch of those. Once those are done, it doesn't take too long to actually go through and, you know, put them in. For a city this size, it might take a little bit because it's just so much that's going to be going on. And currently I'm the only one doing that. Although we might, at that point, you know, Sean or Goblin or Zukin or Urkin staff can probably hop in and throw some of that stuff in pretty easily. Flex T, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it and welcome. Okay, so let's kind of look at this flow. So this will be over here. This will be kind of like a little self-contained, kind of or not really a diamond shape, more triangular shaped area. This area will need to get raised up. Let's just grab these right now. These specific buildings might not work anymore once I do this, but well, this kind of negates the purpose of this wall being here, but I can always try to make that look cooler later. Oops. Remember, wrong access. There we go. So I know there's going to be a bunch of like extra faces and stuff that I need to get rid of. Let's get rid of those. Oops, I just hit the right button. This side. I know I'm going to need to fix that in a second. Okay. So I almost think this will be like a kind of like a switchback, I guess, to some degree. So all of this is going to need to be re-elevated. Ugh. And then these will be able to be taller buildings, essentially. Something like that. So like the ground, well, maybe this is going to be angled differently, but essentially kind of, you get the idea. Like this could be accessed from down here, and then the upper levels could be accessed from above, that type of thing. Smaller. I'll play around with that building later. Okay. So let's figure out what we're doing. Again, this is really going to be kind of rough looking for a little bit as I kind of to lock it out and figure it out, because it was initially not locked in this way. So, you make changes like this, it'll generally get a little funky until you fix it, or until it's cleaned up. Anybody up to anything fun tonight, or just kind of relaxing after a long day at work? I know I just made this, but I want to get rid of it. I'm just going to move up the ground plane below. A long day of fathering. Yeah, I hear you on that one too. I still actually haven't heard mine hop in their showers yet, which I've been telling them to do all day. Had the day off? Nice. Yeah, I had the day off as well. But, had the day off, but I spent the vast majority of it setting up a demo, for my lecture tomorrow. Or demonstration tomorrow? I don't know if it's really a lecture, it's more of a demo. Regardless, I spent basically my entire day doing that. It's the one downside when you teach a class you haven't, like, it's not a class I haven't taught before. It was like a brand new class that I wrote all the curriculum for, but had not actually sat there and did the demos. So, when you haven't taught the class before, and you don't have all the stuff already prepped, there's a lot more work that goes into it than, like, a normal class, where it's like, yeah, there's some work. There's a little bit of prep work at the beginning, but this semester it's going to be like every week I'm going to have a brand new demo or two to get working. Winding down right now, getting a head start on some code I gotta write. Nice. Same kind of boat. Getting ahead for tomorrow. Watching the stream, half planning a new chicken coop build. Ooh, that sounds fun. I always wanted to raise chickens. But I definitely do not live in a structure that would allow me to do that. Well, look who it is. I know, John. I'm back. Not that I ever really left. I just wasn't able to stream. Okay, so I'll do that. I think I had this one up higher anyways, originally. So actually, let's bring that back down. And this building we'll just throw over here. Ranger down. Ranger's computer was down for sure. Ranger's computer was not happy. Let's look at that. What's going on over here? And split it. Yeah. I agree, John. No, I'm definitely happy to be back as well. And hopefully, that'll be the end of my tech issues for the foreseeable future. But I'm super glad to be back. I almost did a surprise stream. I know I had said in the Discord, excuse me, that I wasn't going to be streaming last week because the computer needed to go back. But then I got it back, like, really, really quick. So I was super tempted to stream on Wednesday, but I literally got it back an hour or two beforehand and hadn't put it through its paces yet and didn't want to, like, start a stream up and then have it crash and then be like, well, I just wasted everybody's time. So we delayed the return till today. This building does not work there anymore. Or maybe it can. Bring back our smooth brush. Let's level this out a bit. And my allergies the last couple days have been kicking my butt. For the last 3 or 4 days, I wake up and my eyes are just like watering, like, constantly. Which feels like it's a bad omen for the next couple months, because fall is definitely one of my allergy seasons. And the leaves haven't even really started dropping here yet. And my allergies are already starting to kick my ass. So, I'm sure that's gonna be really sweet in a couple weeks. A lot of elevation playing with going on. Some of this stuff is going to need to move up, and some of it's going to need to move down, and I think I'm going to end up having to play with this patch a bit. And eventually, I'm going to have to... Most of this terrain's going to get deleted and rebuilt like I did over here, or I just kind of built it around where the streets are. Delete that now. Dust or mold? Both, I'm pretty sure. I've never actually gone and gotten an allergy test, shockingly enough. But there's definitely a mold, mildew, and dust are like whenever I go and I start cleaning, or like when I'm moving and I'm going into like storage closets and moving boxes I haven't moved in like years. I don't look pretty. I'm just like oozing and like my eyes get all red and gross. Also sometimes like hay will cause me to break out in rashes, and dust I'll break out in rashes or hives, and pollen also gets me. But the mold and mildew during fall definitely kick my ass. The building might be a little wide. A smaller building I can use. Do we have another building? Consider that one that had the windows put into it. Oh yeah, I don't think I've shown it. I did a bunch of changes over into this area. And did all the windows and stuff in that. That was another thing I did. Since the last time I streamed. Although there looks like there is a weird overlap here that I did not catch before. Yep. Oh my gosh, select the edge I want. Thank you. There we go. So yeah, these are a little bit more refined. I really changed up like this section of it. I was really just trying to keep that little like gateway there that I had, but it did not work. So allergies could be food allergies as well. I'm actually leaning towards I have food allergies as well. At some point I just need to go in and get a test, especially now that I have insurance. But eventually, one of these days, I'll actually set that up. I have a histamine intolerance now, in addition to many intolerances. It's a good idea to get some testing. Yeah, definitely. Like, I need to eventually do that, and that way I know what to avoid, because there's definitely some food type things that just do not agree with me anymore. I used to have like an iron stomach, but those days those days have long passed at this point. I'm not too worried about the edge flow. I mean, I am worried about the edge flow, but right now as I'm trying to figure this street flow and stuff out, I'm not as worried. Oops. Really need to get those together. If you eat Thai food too quickly, you'll feel it the next day. I haven't had Thai food in forever. There's a little, well, I guess there's a couple of them around here. There's a Thai place that I had on one of the movies I was working on. I think it was my friend Dahmer, and we grabbed it, and I'm such a baby when it comes to spicy food, and I always just assumed Thai food was super spicy, but they had this really really good dish. I think it was pineapple based. I'm a huge fan of pineapple, so I almost ordered it a couple weeks ago, but I did not. At some point I'll have to. This building is not going to work like that anymore. But these are more about right now just kind of taking the shapes that I already had and moving them into the locations. Yeah, that doorway is not going to work there. But yeah, I definitely need to try that place out again because it's pretty good. But for me, it's like, I know red, like marinara or like red sauces are a gamble. Sometimes my stomach's like, cool, like, that was awesome, good meal. And then other times my stomach's like, yeah, you made a mistake. I honestly think I'm gonna, at least for now, close this off. Actually, no, I can't. Keep it. Like the seed from the Last Crusade with the cups. You chose poorly. Exactly. I think I have even used that the gif of that. When I've chosen poorly like that. Um, is it Sir? It's not Lancelot. Is it Ganymede? Ganymede? It's been forever since I've watched that movie. I know it's one of the Knights of the Round Table. Snap some of this stuff together because I've been letting it kind of just float around for a while. Again, a lot of changes going to be coming to this area at some point. I anticipate me playing around with this a decent amount over the next couple weeks. Kind of trying out different things and seeing what works and what doesn't work, especially as I run around more in it. I think this is going to need another larger building or two. Ooh. But I did accidentally grab that. Go away. So has everybody been watching House of the Dragon and Rings of Power? You been watching the Lotro show? Nice. So far, I've really liked the acting in it, more so than I was expecting. I'll be interested to see where the actual story and stuff goes. But so far it's been better than I was expecting. I guess is how I'll put it. But yeah, the acting's been pretty solid, a little hard to follow at times, but very grand and movie-like. I think what both of them, House of the Dragon and Rings of Power have going against them is, well, first off, Rings of Power is based in the Second Age, but they don't have rights to the Silmarillion, so so they have to like dance around stuff. That's why, like, when they showed the two trees, apparently that's why when they showed the two trees being destroyed, you see like Morgoth's shadow, but you don't see Morgoth and Ungoliant like destroying the trees because they don't have the rights to Ungoliant or Ungoliant. So that kind of makes telling stories difficult. I would imagine. Not that I've been a writer on movies, but all the movies that I've worked on, we had the rights to the stuff we were working on. I can't imagine trying to do a movie and not having the rights to it. But beyond that part, that Rings of Power is dealing with is just both of the books aren't really like novels. They're, you know, again, they don't have the Silmarillion, but they're basing it on the appendices. But again, it's kind of like a history book style book that they're basing it off of. And same thing with House of the Dragon, which is based on what Fire and Blood, which is basically the Game of Thrones version of the Silmarillion. So like a lot of time jumping and stuff like that. It's gonna be some weird shapes for sure. Maybe I can do something where like I've never seen any of the Game of Thrones stuff. That's probably for the best, John. If you watch Game of Thrones, you can watch up until like season 6, and then you just stop watching because you're just gonna hurt yourself if you keep watching. The first 5 seasons are solid. But yeah, after that, not so much. That show went from the best thing I've ever been a part of to utter dumpster fire nonsense. Yes, I can't. I still was it 4? How many years ago was that? Like 3 or 4 years. It still stings. Like, I think I've ranted about it before on stream, but like, I don't understand why Dave and Dan didn't just pass it off to somebody to do it right. Like, I don't get it. I mean, I know why they did it. They did it for the Star Wars money, and then they got fired from Star Wars. It's like they ruined their reputation to get like the big payday, and then like it cost them what they were doing. So I guess it's easy to criticize when you're not the ones actually doing it, but I feel like had I, again, not a writer, been done, I would have just passed it off to somebody to finish it, get it across the finishing line, instead of whatever the heck that disaster was. Dude, we have shared trauma. It really is. Have you read the books, Keith? Yeah, John, they were ungood. I mean, I'm criticizing time jump. I mean, it's not criticizing time jumps really. Just the way the stories are, again, that they're telling. They're not like novels. It's not like beginning to end where you're just gonna flow down a timeline. Like, it talks about things that happened, but they happen years apart. But it's still kind of the same general story. So you're gonna get a lot of that with both House of the Dragon and Rings of Power. And Rings of Power, because it, House of the Dragon is like, well, the book covers like a 300-year like span. The Silmarillion, especially like the Second Age stuff that they're touching on, that is available in the appendices, is like that's way too much. It's like thousands of years, but they have to like condense it down so that they aren't changing the entire cast every season. The show had probably 5 seasons left, but they crushed it into... Yep. That, George R.R. Martin was begging HBO to give it 10 seasons, at a minimum. And he said if they were to do it, like right, it probably would have lasted, I think he said like 13 seasons. So yeah, you're probably right. 5+ seasons more. But man, they crammed everything in, and stuff just stopped making sense because they did it so fast. It wasn't like given the time to organically like progress. No, I didn't. Should I? Yeah, they're really good. I've read them and I've also listened to the audiobooks. They're very good. Even like the earlier seasons, there's a decent amount that gets kind of skipped over. The first book is actually fairly close to the first season, though. But I mean, they set up a bunch of like story threads and then just completely abandoned them. And then some storylines like the Dornish storyline with the Sand Snakes, completely like butchered those characters, butchered what's his name, Euron Greyjoy, and then they like killed Selmy all like randomly. He's still alive in the books. They did him dirty. But yeah, no, totally worth the read or the listen. I don't get why they cramped. Doesn't it make more sense to keep it going? More money, isn't it? Maybe they were just done doing it. Well, Zukin, the showrunners, they had to have some like airtight clause or something in their contract, which baffles me that HBO wouldn't have given them like a little less leeway, like we can fire you and not lose the show type of a thing. But they were offered They were offered a show, or not a show, a trilogy, a Star Wars trilogy, and they were kind of just done working on it. Like they just wanted to be done with it, so they decided, hey, we're just gonna end this in 2 seasons, and we're gonna do 8 episode seasons as opposed to like what, 13, 14 episode seasons or 15 episode seasons, whatever the first couple seasons were. But don't worry, it's gonna be great. I remember them saying that. It definitely was not. But yeah, what I don't get is why they weren't, like, why HBO or George R.R. Martin weren't able to like wrestle control away from them. Like, there had to be something like contractually airtight that they were just like, nope, we get to make this call, you guys have no power here, type of a thing. Probably money reasons. Longer show goes, the more the actors want. Oh yeah, I'm sure that also has something to do with it. There was also like rumors that like, what's his face, Kit Harington was kind of like done and wanted to move on to things, but he's now coming back to do a Jon Snow sequel, so maybe that wasn't maybe that rumor wasn't true. Or they just, you know, HBO just backed up the money truck and was like, you sure you don't want to come back? But that's just speculation. Obviously, I do not work for HBO, so I do not know. Although I do know somebody who works for HBO, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the Hard Knocks, the NFL Hard Knocks shows HBO, isn't it? So I know one of the production coordinators I worked with on a movie works on Hard Knocks every season. What Star Wars trilogy? They got fired, Zukin. I mean, I shouldn't laugh at anybody losing their job. But yeah, they destroyed their beloved show to go work on Star Wars, and then got fired from Star Wars before their project even like got off the ground. And I think they have a contract with Netflix now. Or something like that. But I don't know if they've actually done much on at Netflix, to be honest with you. I imagine it's very challenging mentally to be on a TV show for that many years straight. Oh yeah, no, I mean, I guarantee you it is. My criticism for Dave and Dan isn't that they got tired of working on the show. Like, that happens, you get burned out, but like that they didn't just pass it on to somebody to finish it correctly. If their hearts weren't in it, like that's what I'm still baffled by. But I mean, some people are like, you know, they've got a lot of pride and they want it done their way, and I don't know. I don't know them personally, so I can only speculate. But and you know, I'm sure there's a ton of pressure developing a show that big as well. But I mean, at the same time, going from I'm creating Game of Thrones to I'm gonna jump into the Star Wars fandom isn't going from, you know, the deep end to the shallow end. It's going from the deep end to like the deeper end. So there is that too. I'm not getting too precise with these, this terrain, like these streets right now. I'm just kind of like putting them there. I will, in the future, refine these a little bit better. But at least there is ground here now. Although there's a lot of seams, so I may have to play around with that a little bit. Right, Star Wars is its own unique problems. Yes, yes, it does. Yeah, Star Wars. I mean, again, I've never worked on Star Wars, so it's always one of my dreams to work on something Star Wars related. But, there isn't a whole lot of Star Wars productions in this area. Most of the movies that are in our area are much smaller productions. Although I did almost work on Winter Soldier years ago, but I ended up on draft day instead. Amuses me that shows go on for 15 plus years with more or less the same actors. Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you really think about it. Especially like some of those soap operas that run for, 20 years. But, I mean, I guess there's something nice about having a consistent paycheck for that long. And I'm sure by the end of those, the actors are probably pulling a pretty significant salary. But everything I've ever worked on has only been like for a couple of weeks or a month or two. Never been on like a long-lasting show. I mean, I guess the longest lasting show thing that I've been on, or been a part of, is the ESPN 30 for 30s, but it was one documentary in, a series of documentaries that's been around for a decade or two. This out anyways, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make this a path up here. At some point in the future. I can select the part that I want. There we go. Yeah, at some point, I'm not going to do it today, but I think I'm going to do like a kind of like a winding switchback type narrow path running down to this area. And probably clean up some of these extra edge loops that are running across from me adding extra stuff over here. Leave it like that for now, but that will get changed. Alright, let's keep fixing some of these seams so that we don't have people falling through the world. Ooh. Just forgot all about all of this over here. It's like, I'm almost done. No, I'm not. No, I am not. That is a really long camera motion. I just feel like when I get like really like jerky with it that I'm making you all sick, so I apologize. One other thing I do want to mention, before I forget, is my stream Wednesday will happen, but it is more than... Actually, it's not more than likely. It will be an evening stream. It won't be at my normal time. I have, some prior commitments that unfortunately are going to overlap with my normal 1 to 3 p.m. slot. So it'll probably be the if I could speak, the Monday night time. So more like 8 Eastern. Where's my review? I think that updates. Weird. There we go. Not sure what was going on with that for a second there. Move these down. Again, a lot of this stuff is probably going to get changed. But I want to at least get stuff locked in. This back here for now. Yeah, I can already see some things that I'll probably be playing with, but... That was not what it was supposed to do. I have the UV window covering up the chat, but I don't think anybody missed anything. Okay, so this and this. I want it to be the sand. Where's my... Let's put it over here. Put those and... Still get. Your voice is getting distorted for some reason, but can still understand. Is it still doing it, or is there? I have a feeling it's just the whatchamacallit, the noise suppression I have on. I don't know why. Sometimes it just starts freaking out. Why is this letting me select? Let's save. It's making me nervous. Sounds okay to you? All right. So I know the one time everyone was like, "It sounds like you're in a fishbowl," when I had the noise suppression on. But I've tinkered around with it, and it was sounding better before everything went to crap on my computer. And I think I got everything set up again. Although I didn't have to touch that. That was actually still set up, which was nice. Is there one? No, those are Sept. Okay. Sounds good now. I wonder if it's just I was talking too low. Because I was almost like muttering to myself. Which is probably not the best way to stream, but whatever. I'll just try to remember to talk loudly. Let's see, select material group. There we go. It's not gonna be perfect, but we'll mark where the street's gonna be eventually. Let's see. New genre, mumble streamer. That sounds like me. That is right up my boat. Although I am good at projecting my voice. I just will like incoherently babble. And I'm also super articulate, which is, you know, also a great. And that was totally sarcasm right there. I am not articulate at all. As you all, I'm sure, have come to realize at this point. Yeah, we'll play with the paths later. It's getting towards the end of my stream anyways. I do want to finish closing off these holes though. That way Keith and Zukin aren't falling through the world. Yeah, I'll just do it like this for now. I also want to play around with this just a little bit, make it feel a little bit more I'm definitely going to have to play around with these buildings a bit. Figure out a nice flow to them. It might even be cool to kind of have this area... Yeah. Something like that. And then this area actually has like a little spot, and then it comes up on top of one of these buildings. Or something like that. I have to play with that for sure. Those things are way too short. Some of these things are going to be way out of scale because I'm just like moving shapes around right now. Yeah, but this definitely is going to need to be played with a little bit. Oops. Still keep forgetting about this giant hole over here. Oh, I hate this tool. There we go. All right. Let's... It's kind of working. Again, I think I'm gonna be playing with these buildings as well. I want to figure out something to do here that, again, kind of preserves this kind of avenue, this thoroughfare that has a little bit going on the sides. Definitely gonna need some like back street stuff going on in here. Probably seal this off. Figure out a little bit more going on in this area, but this street can now. I'm gonna have to play around with that too. We're getting closer though. And then continuing the houses maybe into here, and then some of those Petra style facades starting to spill along the cliff edges. 50 of Gray, thank you for the follow. At least you don't have to wait 30 seconds to test every change. Oh god, that was so painful. That was so painful. And my favorite is when Unity will load forever and I have to kill the process. Oh yeah, that's always a fun one too. Let's build the nav mesh real quick before I finish the stream and start my spiel. Oh man, I'm gonna be so rusty on it. I haven't done it in 3 weeks. Cat room. Clear. Fake. Let me go back to it. I didn't get a good look at it. I'll make sure there's nothing like noticeably funky with the stuff I just did. That's a little funky, but it's just the geo sticking down. Okay, it's coming along. This area definitely needs work. I mean, there's a lot of areas that need work. Who am I kidding? But it's starting to feel a little less gridded out. There's a little bit more shape kind of coming from here and from other spots. What's up, bud? Good night. So yeah, kind of play around with that some more. For anybody who doesn't know what we are doing, let me give you my end of stream spiel, but we are making an indie MMO that is very influenced by the classic kind of first generation MMOs. So think your EverQuests, your Asheron's Call, your Ultima Online, games like that. Hold on a second, I just noticed there is a hole in my geo that is not so. There are 2 holes in my geo. Oh, Pro Builder. Alright, I'll do my spiel again in a second. Hold on a second. This is what you get when you use Pro Builder and you do a marquee type selection by accident, or you double click on something. It's annoying. Anyways, so yes, we are creating an indie MMO that is influenced kind of by the first generation of MMOs, and this is our website. If you want to go there, you can see our updates, images, frequently asked questions, all that type of stuff is there. So you can kind of learn about the game, learn about the team and all of that. Let me rebuild this collision. There's my cat room. Fake. So yeah, go there. If you have any questions, feel free to hop into our Discord. All of the developers are in there. You can tag us, ask questions. We have a fairly decent-sized community in there now. There's like 1,400 of you. So there's all sorts of different conversations to go on, whether it's about our game or just MMOs in general. Tabletop gaming. There's a community like section where people put art and fan fiction and all that type of stuff. So it's always really cool to see. Save that. Also, we have a mailing list if you'd like to stay up to date and not join the Discord. It's a way to kind of keep up with what's going on. We just had a update go out earlier today, so check that one out. Also, we are hoping to have some community-based tests before the end of the year. So if you haven't already, you'll want to be in the mailing list if you're hoping to be a part of that. Excuse me. These are the other team members that stream. Why do I always get hiccups at the end of the stream? It's like clockwork. I get that, John, or you pop in and say, hey, as I'm leaving. Although the last couple ones, you've been pretty good. Anyways, these are the other members that stream. We all stream our own individual parts of the development. So mine are primarily environment art based and level design based. As you can see, as I'm roughing out this city, that's been my main focus for a while. And then we also have a YouTube channel. If you'd like to get caught up on any of our past VODs, everybody who streams uploads the VODs there. So check them out. If you are watching on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe, comment below, click the bell, all of that stuff. It helps us with the algorithm to get the game out, or the word about the game out to more people that, you know, enjoy EverQuest and other kind of old school MMOs. So really helps us out. I really appreciate it. Other than that, that is it for me today, guys. This is outdated, so I'm not sure if everybody is still subscribed and all of that, but thank you everybody who has subscribed. I'll get this more up to date for Wednesday's stream. But thank you. I will catch you guys on Wednesday. Again, my streams are normally Monday nights, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Wednesdays 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. My Wednesday stream will be an 8 to 10 as well, though, this week. So I will see you guys Wednesday night. Other than that, take care, and I'll see you guys then. Later.